Welcome back, everyone, and thank you very much for being back at Ishango Stream. On this show, we want to pay attention to historical facts on African countries and icons that shows the role of the United States of America in undermining Africa on top of depleting it of its strongest genetic material through slavery. Our hope is that we can be a contribution to the fire that is waking up every African Americans in America, keeping them awake from the sleep that is induced by entertainment and that has made them kept them away from being a contribution as to making the resources of Africa a blessing for people of African descent everywhere in the world. Today, I want to talk about Nigeria. So, this one is going to be a bit long because Nigeria is a very, very complicated country. It is the most populated country in Africa, over 200 million inhabitants in that country. For a small that country like that, it's really a lot. And it is predicted that by the end of this century, Nigeria will have more population than China has today. Just imagine that many people in that little country. Many, many Nigerian will be bashing me for saying that the country is small. Yes, like it is really small. Like if you look at big countries, Nigeria is really small. You have more people in a small place, and that is not good news for Africa either. If our leaders are not looking through these things, we're in trouble. Anyway, Nigeria being the most populated country, it's not the biggest, it's not even the first, it's not even the second, it's not even the third biggest country, it's not even the fourth biggest country in Africa, but it has more people. Anyway, the reason why I say Nigeria is very difficult to understand because it is also the key to understanding Africa. If you understand Nigeria, you can have a hint of what Africa is, and you will start seeing the same pattern in every country in Africa. But we will get to that. The other tricky thing is that you cannot understand Nigeria if you don't go back to trying to understand what happened to India. See, so far, but same situation. What happened in India? So, before independence, the British decided that they will give India independence, but they will screw them over first. And by saying that, they split the country into two countries, Pakistan and then India. Pakistan being the Muslim country and the India for Hindu people. They just made the division across the religious structure itself. And the tricky thing is that there were more Muslim in India than the Muslims that were in Pakistan at that time. The other thing is that, as if it's just not enough to screw them over, the Indus River is the river that gave the name India to India today, but it is in Pakistan. Now, in the same Pakistan, the British decided that they would divide that country also west and east. They would give power to people in the west, that's where the center of power, but they were a minority. And then the east was more divided by the most population was in the east. By 20%, it was that big. Now, you can just imagine how much trouble that region went through as a result of that structure. Now, what does it have to do with Nigeria and Africa? Let's go back to Nigeria. In Nigeria, there are, actually, it was not even a whole country as it is right now. The British, instead of dividing it, they did the opposite first. And the opposite was They took the southern part of the Nigeria, which they had, and merged it with the northern part of Nigeria. Northern part of Nigeria has now 30% of the population of Nigeria. In the south, you have the rest, the 70%, and we'll get to that. But also, this really helps them to manage the south, because that's where the resources are and the north doesn't have, but you have the power there occupied by the northerners. Let just leave it at that. Now, when they did that, it was enough to manage things, but they later realized that they made a mistake, and the mistake was that across the in the southern part there are two other major tribes, the Igbo and the Yoruba. Now, Nigeria, if you look at it, it will be three major tribes hold the fate of that country democratically. So 30% in the north, 15% with the Yoruba, approximately 15% with the Igbo. If those three tribes come together, Nigeria is strong. They will work it out because other religions or other tribes will just follow suit. And the other thing is that the southern part was mostly Christian. That's something I failed to mention. Now, when you have that, you have an opportunity, if you want to divide people, and is to make sure that you divide across that. The other thing about Nigeria is that the kingship that has the most power in Nigeria, in Africa, and even in the world is the Bini people. To me, they seem to be it's the oldest kingdom that in Africa that has been recorded. There was one in the Ghanaian side, but they merged. So this was second. First, let's say just it's the oldest that we know. And you can see that they just split them. There is a country just close by that is called Benin, right? Benin and the Benin tribe. Their king is the only king that has made Queen Elizabeth bow in front of him. That's another story for another day. But this is how you can just take that and bring it to the whole Africa. In Africa, we have three major tribal or ethnic groups. You have the Nilotics, you have the Bantu, and the natives. In Nigeria, the natives will be the Bini people, and the rest, and they are usually closer to the Bantu, and the northerner are more of the Nilotic. If you are in the Central Africa, like where I am from, it's the same thing that you see in the region, and that has been the cause of other trouble across the region. So you will have the northerners, the Nilotic will be the Tutsi. What you hear Tutsi will be those represented by that, and the Bantu will be the rest of them, and will be the Bantu will be the rest of us in the region who have larger nose and that sort of thing that the Belgian or the colonial powers just came to discover and told us this is the difference between the two of you. Okay, anyway, I digress. Now, and then in our region, we will have the Bambuti, who are the indigenous people of our region there. And you will see the same thing in every country in those regions. Of course, with the intervention of other powers, there have been shifts and trouble that we invited foreigners to kind of do the arbitrage of our own dirty laundry, and we have paid a great price. Our ancestors did that, and we continue to do that right now. Anyway, going back to Nigeria, you can see that when the British realized that to really bring this country to its knee, the Igbo side should not remain as part of Nigeria. And they started a war. If you hear about the Biafran massacre or Biafran war, that's what it is. Now, I will go back and talk about an icon. We talked about the country, but you talk about the icon. And Nigeria is just so rich of people, a strong individual. Uh, but this one, and he was really a force to reckon with in Nigeria through the independence and all that kind of thing. He is an Igbo person, see? Now, but he spoke all three languages. He spoke Yoruba, he spoke Hausa language, and he spoke his own language, the Igbo. When that war came, because it was such a force of unity, of Pan-Africanism, of just bringing the country or the continent, because even the party that he had at some point had to do with, there were two heads in Cameroon as well. Anyway, he switched side and he was supporting the government of Nigeria to keep the country together. Guess who was arming the faction that want to break away? If you said the United States of America, you're right. They were there supporting the breakage of Nigeria. And I will go back now to our brothers and sisters who are African Americans. Is this really a country that you want to pledge allegiance to? A country that is there to divide us, to divide Africa, because you don't care about Africa. That's why they can do things like this right now. Never to mention, right now, as we speak, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Eastern Congo, there is a war going on right now, and it is sponsored by the United States of America. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or share the content with like-minded people. If you can also support us on subscribe to our Patreon page at Ishango Stream. You can also support us by making sure that you come back to get more content, and if you would like to suggest the country you want to talk about, please mention it in the comment, and our research team will be putting some content together to that effect. In the meantime, stay interested in Africa.